And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Before we do get into today's video, as always, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. So I hope you guys are all okay. There's a lot to go through in today's video. As you can tell by the title, Celtic agree another massive transfer after Matt O'Riley exit. So we'll discuss both of those parts of the title. Of course, the Matt O'Riley exit, which has been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano and other media outlets in the last few hours, as well as the other player that Celtic have announced that has left the club as well, which is quite annoying, really. But let's start the Matt O'Riley story, of course, because Matt O'Riley was confirmed yesterday by Fabrizio Romano with the Here We Go agreement sealed and reported, and he will join Brighton and Hove Albion this transfer window. Celtic will receive £25 million fixed fee plus add-ons up to £30 million package. Record fee, of course, in Scottish football. So Brighton have signed Matt O'Riley and another player called Paddy Gogolu as well. They're both done deals as reported by Fabrizio Romano. Now, of course, waiting for the club's official announcement on this transfer from both sides, of course, from Brighton and from Celtic. But it will be either tonight or tomorrow, so you can kind of bet that he wouldn't be playing tomorrow against St Mirren whatsoever. Of course, you may have seen the last of Matt O'Riley in a Celtic shirt, but we'll see what happens there if he goes through. But it looks like it's going to be done and dusted in the next few hours, or possibly by tomorrow morning. It mentions as well Matt O'Riley will sign a 5-year deal at Brighton, valid until 2029, so quite a long contract as well for him. I'm sure he's probably doubling or tripling his wages there as well. That's probably the main reason for his move. But of course, we can appreciate a player regardless of him leaving. He's of course generated a lot of money, and the way he's acted throughout the whole ordeal, the whole transfer saga, has been nothing short of obviously nothing but professional really whatsoever. So yeah, hats off to Matt O'Riley, and best of luck to him at Brighton and Hove Albion. Hopefully he has a good career there, and we can see him sign for Chelsea in a few years' time as well. Pretty much confirm that transfer also. Yeah, best of luck to him. It's a shame, of course, now Celtic need to find a replacement for O'Riley. Of course, massive shoes to fill for whoever comes in after him. We've been linked to the boy from the MLS and, of course, Diawara as well from Lyon in France. They're the two kind of names being thrown around right now across the Celtic space as his potential replacements. So we'll see what happens with those transfers in the next few days. But, of course, we know we've got the money to spend now. But I don't have a lot of faith in the Celtic board to replace Matt O'Riley efficiently enough. And I think it'll be a bit of an interesting situation in the next week or so to see who we get in to replace him. But of course, another player has left the club following the Matt O'Riley one, and that is that Millwall have officially signed midfielder Daniel Kelly from Celtic. So Kelly, of course, is an 18-year-old talent from Scotland. He has inked a long-term contract with the Lions, the English Championship side, spending $400k on the player. He had an expiring contract due to end in December, but Millwall paid to get him in the door sooner. Although a promised addition to Millwall, the registration was not completed in time for Kelly to participate in this weekend's matchup against Hull. Millwall were said to be frustrated with Celtic after they dragged their heels with the paperwork. Having made 6 first-team appearances for Celtic last season, he was linked to Bayer Leverkusen, Spurs and Manchester United, but he has ended up in the English Championship. He refused to sign a 4-year deal at Celtic worth $5,000 a week, so Brendan Rodgers relegated him to the B team and excluded him from the pre-season tour of the USA. So now at the Den, he looks forward to continuing his development and contributing to his new club's ambitions. So the reason I think he rejected his contract here was due to the promise of first-team football. I don't think it was matched what he wanted to get, of course. It mentions that he was linked to Bayer Leverkusen, Spurs and Manchester United, but for some reason he went to Millwall. I think Daniel Kelly himself wanted to get first-team football. I don't think he really cared where that was, other than him getting first-team minutes on the pitch, which I do respect a little bit. He backs himself to get into the first team at Millwall and make an impact there as well at the Den. So, I'm a little bit frustrated, of course. There's not much else we could have done, really, other than maybe make a clearer pathway to the first team for him. Show him that there's a way into the first team at Celtic, rather than, just throwing money at the situation. I think Daniel Kelly himself wanted to leave to get first team, which he probably will get a Millwall now, despite, of course, being linked to Manchester United, Spurs and Bayer Leverkusen, which of course are much better clubs than Millwall. But he went to Millwall instead. That was confirmed today by Millwall on their social media that he has joined. And of course, it mentions that they paid £400,000 for him. They could have got him for free or a low compensation fee in December and January, but they wanted him in through the door straight away. And it also mentions that Celtic dragged out the paperwork, so he's not able to feature against Hull this weekend, which is a shame for them, but whatever it is what it is. Daniel Kelly has signed for Millwall. and he'll be a new Millwall player, and it's been confirmed by the club. So, yeah, annoying that another young player's left Celtic again. A lot's happened this transfer window with regards to that. Of course, Rockavata's at Watford now as well, so on, so on. Constant issue here. There's, the players want to leave. They don't want to do the development at Celtic, despite being Celtic fans as well. So it must be something internally at the club they're not happy with. Whether that be the route to the first team is not clear enough for them. They can't see a way into the first team. So I think it is, because of course we offer him £5 a week for a player of his age and what he's done in his career so far. That's a lot of money. It's 20 grand a month. As an 18-year-old player, it's a lot of money, but he still chose to leave the club. So it must be something to do with him not getting a clear way into the first team in the future. So something needs to change with regards to that throughout the club. There needs to be a clear way for the young players to see a way into the first team, if they, of course, they are good enough. They can't just hand out opportunities left, right, and centre, but as long as they are putting the work in behind the scenes, they should be able to be rewarded with opportunities in the first team. And I think the Celtic fans want that as well. And we want to see our own players come through and do a good job for us. But yeah, so yeah, let me know what you make. Let me know what you made of what we discussed in today's video with regards to the Matt O'Riley transfer to Brighton. Of course, it's still not officially announced by the clubs. I have seen a few times this transfer window when Fabrizio Romano as here we go to transfer. It's not always a done deal. I've seen with recently Armando Broja. There's quite a few has happened. There's the guy from Atletico Madrid as well to Chelsea was cancelled as well. I've seen a lot of transfers when we are getting the here we go can be cancelled, but I think this one is going to go through. Matt O'Riley will be a Brighton player sooner rather than later, and we now need to shift our focus on trying to replace him properly and get a good player in through the door that can do a good job for us this season. And I like the look of the Polish boy in the MLS, the LAFC guy. He looks like a good replacement. He scored again in the last match as well for them. He's got a good goals and assist return, so he looks like a good option. Of course, a former Leeds United player as well, so got experience in English football, so he should be pretty good to come up to Scotland and hopefully be a smooth transition into the Scottish League. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video. Of course, as we are playing tomorrow, I want to know your score predictions for that match. I'm going to go for a 3-0 win. That's my score predictions. I think it should be a fairly comfortable result. Hopefully, we can keep a clean sheet again. And let's have a good overall performance, and hopefully the boys do well. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. As always, make sure you do drop a like on this video. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel as well, because of course we've got 6 days left of this transfer window and a lot to go through. A lot of things need to be resolved in the next few days, of course, with transfers. A new defender, a left back, a replacement for Matt O'Riley. A lot needs to happen, so hopefully we can cover that all on this channel in the next few days, because hopefully we'll be busy and be pretty active in the last few days as well. But yeah, drop a like, subscribe. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.